All right, Mr. Silber here, and we're going to do a little demonstration showing convection currents and how they can cause tectonic plate movement. So I've got this setting up on some beakers underneath, and the middle beaker right here, I'm going to put hot water in. But first I want to go ahead and place the food coloring in this tray of water. So I'm going to do that with some red food coloring and some blue food coloring. So the food coloring is a little bit more dense than the water. So with this pipette or dropper, I should be able to place the food coloring at the very bottom of the water. So I'm just making a pool here of food coloring. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing with blue. Fill my pipette and place it on the bottom. Except with the blue, I'm going to put it on the sides. Okay. And because it's a little bit more dense, it stays on the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to use this hot water kettle and fill this beaker down here with water. And the hot water will cause heat to rise up and begin heating the area of water where the red pool of food coloring is located. So once this water begins heating, the water molecules will begin expanding, and you will start seeing the red food coloring and the water around it rising up to the surface. So let's check it out. Pour this in. Okay, try to get all the water out. Okay, hopefully that will be enough. I'm going to slide this beaker directly under the red. Okay. Now, if we wait, we'll begin to see the red food coloring rise. And it's rising because as the heat travels up and heats the water, it becomes less dense. As fluid heats, including air, as fluid heats or air, it rises. Okay, and what you're seeing now is that warmer temperature water is less dense, it's floating to the surface, and it's spreading out across the sides, and you're seeing convection currents at work. And this is how fluids can become evenly heated. Okay, and you'll notice over here, the red is losing energy as it moves further away from the heat source, and its density is increasing, so it's going to start sinking back down towards the bottom. And as it sinks back down, the energy here above the hot liquid will begin pulling it back around. So the convection currents that you see here are moving in this direction. Okay, it's a circular current on both sides of the beaker with hot water. Okay, and now you can see the currents are pulling in the blue food coloring, So the heat source is causing the water to move up, and this current here, the upward movement, is pulling the fluid in this direction. Okay, and here you can see, there it is, you can see the red is sinking back down, and eventually it will be pulled back up. So you see circular convection currents. Okay, and this can show you how these convection currents in the mantle can actually cause the Earth's crust to move, the tectonic plates. The mantle is not liquid like this. It's solid, but it's believed to be the consistency of something kind of like peanut butter. Okay, so it's able to have a little bit of flow to it. And the heat source would be the core of the Earth. The core is super hot, so the parts of the mantle that are closest to the core, they heat up, just like the fluid closest to this beaker of hot water. And as that mantle heats, the hottest parts become more buoyant, and they come closer to the Earth's surface, cooling off, gaining their density as they cool, and that brings them back closer to the Earth's core where they heat up again, and the process starts all over. And through this circular motion, anything on top will be pulled along with the current. Okay? So these convection currents will eventually stop, and they'll stop whenever the temperature is evenly distributed and an equilibrium is reached. However, the Earth's core is very, very hot, and it's not cooling down anytime soon. So the mantle, the convection currents inside the mantle, will keep cycling over and over for years and years and years. And that is how scientists believe the tectonic plates move, and that's how continents move, a few centimeters every year. All right, so that concludes the demonstration.